This is Coach Jason Ballard, and I'm a business wingman. Over the years, I've learned a lot from working in our family construction business, serving as a senior officer in the United States Air Force, and running 12 different organizations around the world. Many people helped me get to where I am today, and it's my mission in life to serve as a personal wingman to others. That's what this podcast is all about, providing knowledge, tools, resources, and mentorship to help people soar to their highest altitude. Welcome back to the Soar podcast. This is your host, Coach Jason Ballard, and thank you for being with us today. It's great to spend time with you. Got another great, outstanding, wonderful, awesome session for you today. Today, we're going to be talking about what most businesses see as their crown jewel. Today, we're talking about their ideal client, how to attract the right kinds of customers to your business and turn them into customers, good, long-standing customers that keep coming back, keep buying from you, and keep giving referrals to their family and friends and the people in their circles, which is what we all want in business. We want those types of ideal clients. And so we have the privilege of having Max Gomez on the show today. Let me tell you a little bit about Max. Max is the chief marketing officer at a company called NextNet Media, which is a one-stop shop for all of your marketing needs. So from branding to logos to search engine optimization and websites and content creation and all those types of things, they've got you covered all at one time with all of their services. Their focus is creating your online authority. So that you can distinguish your brand, your company, your services against everybody else's and really stand out in the crowd, which is really difficult in today's super crowded space. But in addition to all of those things, Max is a giver. Max is somebody that's plugged into the community, and he also serves as a professor for a number of different universities, talking about and sharing his knowledge and skills around marketing advertising. So without further ado, Max, welcome to the show, my friend.
Jason, thank you for having me today. I hope everyone listening out there is doing amazing today.
Yeah, thank you. Max, tell us a little bit about you and kind of where you're from and some of the things that you've got going on in NextNet Media.
I was born and raised in Colombia 40 years ago, but I left Colombia when I was 20, so I've spent pretty much 20 years of my life between the UK and between here in the States. We're based in St. Petersburg, Florida. This is where the NextNet Media headquarters are located. And pretty much, as you mentioned in the introduction, NextNet Media is a company. We said we are the powerhouse behind more than 200,000 business success stories with different business units. We have 6 different brands under the NextNet Media umbrella. We've been able to help a small business, enterprise clients, and agencies not only to do better in their businesses, but also to be visible on the SEO game. We are pretty much what we do is link building, content, and SEO actions for all of them. But we also have different businesses like FreeUp, that's a marketplace similar to Upwork, and some AI tools like Copymatic that are making clients' life easier or marketing teams' life easier. So we just try to help everyone to rank better and to achieve their objectives by organic actions as well.
Wow, that's incredible. You're from Colombia.
Yeah.
So what made you want to leave your home country and come to America and kind of start a new life here? What has that journey been like for you?
Well, I think it started in 2005 when I first went to the UK. I went there to spend a couple of years just learning how to live abroad, just taking some sabbatical. I was like 22, so I was like in the middle of college. So I had the right time just to go and find what you could see and do in other countries. So that was the first part of like getting in my head like I had to leave my country to not be successful, but also just to learn different cultures. I like the multicultural part of life. As a matter of fact, my family is a multicultural family. My wife was born and raised in Haiti. She has Lebanese American roots. My daughter is a combination of all of us. So the multicultural part is part of my life, and it's been always my motto. But when I came to the States, is because I was working for another company, and they had someone to lead the operations in Miami for both U.S. market clients and also Latin American clients. So I joined the company back in 2013 as a VP of strategic planning, and then I become the chief growth officer of that agency. And then after I spent more than 10 years with them, I switched to Next Media, and I've been here for two. So it's pretty much, it's been a work situation here, but I really like the fact that I can have different cultures, learn from different people, which is something I really like. I'm a people person, but also I like to leverage my roots with other people here just to understand what's the best way to succeed. And that's pretty much what it drove me here. And I'm happy here. And I'm an American citizen now, so it's been a great journey, and I'm proud to be here as well.
That's great, man. And thanks for sharing that. America, I think one of the great things about America is that America is, diverse. We have people from all over the world, multi generational, where we are a kind of a melting pot of the world that we live in, and everybody can live together. We all, regardless of what you see on TV and the news and the politics and all of that kind of stuff, at the end of the day, we've got a great country full of great people, and I think it's because of the diversity that you and others bring to this great country to make it what it is today. And I think that's part of our strength in America. So thank you for sharing that story. And so tell me, what is the number one thing you like about America more than anything?
I think it's just opportunity part. Like it's the best zip code of the world for
Yeah,
sure. Like even if you're gonna be an entrepreneur, you're gonna create a business, if you wanna work for different companies, we have it all here.
yeah,
And I think that's something I really like when you compare to other cultures. And also here in St. Pete, where we are located in South Florida, the multiculturalism part is something that gives us strength in our operation. I stand up for diversity. As a matter of fact, I think the marketing team I led, it's the most diverse team that I have in the whole Nexted Media organization. And that's something that I stand for. I want to have my team full of diversity because that's the best way to put different lines of thought in the same room to grow.
mm,
And that's something I really like from my team. So I would say the fact that we are in the best zip code of the world allows us to do amazing things from scaling a business, creating new ideas, creating new tools, creating the technologies, helping SMBs. I think that's amazing. And also, we don't serve only the States in Nexted Media. We also have clients in Australia, in the UK, in Canada, and also with other brands, we are starting to get clients in Europe and South America.
mm.
So you can say like we can have like a 24/7 operation with the different companies, and that's something that I really like, the fact that we can be a global company rather than a local company. That's going to give us gonna put us in another step for sure.
Yeah. The the diversity piece is really interesting because in marketing and advertising, to be really successful, generally speaking, you have to be very creative. You have to really get to know people and their markets and their clients and their brand. And sometimes you're helping develop that. Sometimes you're helping to cultivate that and grow that, expand that. And so to me, what I've seen in the marketing space, the more diverse of a team you have, the more diversity, the more opportunities you're gonna be able to create because you're maximizing that through the diversity. And so I think that's amazing. I think that's a certainly a differentiator for you for sure.
Yeah, and I'm really proud of it. Like the fact that I can have different cultures in my team allows me to think outside the box easier, to find different solutions to the problems we are facing. But also, it's just like a relief that we can recreate this multicultural aspect of our country here as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that I really stand up for. And I mean, I was born and raised in another country. Here I am, and this is the minimum I can do for my team, just to keep the diversity line growing. And that's where I think that's one of my big strengths right now as well.
Yeah, I'd say so. Well, talk to us a little bit about your company. In addition to the diversity and all those types of things, different things you're doing in different ways that you're doing that to differentiate people. I mean, just to kind of set the stage here, you know, according to the statistics that you're probably more familiar with than me, Max, people are exposed to, between 6, 7 to up to, upwards of like 10,000 impressions of things every single day. That could be radio, TV, billboards, stuff on the internet and ads and social media. I mean, it's everywhere, right? How do you help people? What makes you different in how you help people stand out from the 10,000 other things people are seeing every day? Talk to us about your company and how you help folks with that.
Yeah, first of all, I think we need to address that we all are trying to win the attention of our client. Regardless of the channel, the marketing game is just to be and to win the attention game. I think that's something that is being hardest as we speak, since the attention span could be lower nowadays with all the 5, 6 seconds videos. So we think that maybe customers are only thinking on 5 seconds or less about their brands or about the products they want to purchase. I found out that's not true. Clients and customers, they just want to engage with complaining stories. They want to make sure they find the best product based on their needs. And I think this is what Next Media comes to take a big part of the whole marketing chain and marketing channels. Because at the end of the day, you can spend money on paid ads, but this is not an infinite money. You have some budgets, and then you know that can go up or down depending on how you're doing your business. But organic efforts, SEO efforts, that has to account for 60% or more of your traffic right now. If you and so for those who are listening today, if you have your website or your different brands with a dependency on paid channels, there's a red flag that you need to start switching towards organic efforts. And the second part is if you're only seen on Google with your brand keywords or your branded terms and not with the category or with the competitors' keywords or something that doesn't involve your brand, that's another red flag. So Next Media, with the different companies we have, the Hot, Authority Builders, SEO Jet, Copymatic, or FreeUp, and linkbuilder.io, we help clients and different brands to be in front of potential customers, mainly based on organic positioning. And when we say organic positioning, it means we help you to find the blue ocean. What's the blue ocean for you with different keywords that are not utilizing your brand? Because it's easy to rank for a brand term. If you have your brand and you're not appearing there, that's a big issue. But the real game is just to conquer those keywords without your brand on it. And we help you. We found out what those keywords are. We create a plan for you. We can even review your website and conduct a technical SEO audit to tell you the real state and the shape of your website. And we can find different executions from there. So that's like what makes Next Media a unique company. The second part is we have a US team also, like it's based in the US, or campaign managers that will take care of you, but also we can have 24/7 services for all of you. And I will say like the best part is the transparency. And when it means transparency, we said we just show the client exactly the keywords they're looking for, the real plan and the real progress. Even if at the beginning you can't make progress, we tell you it's taking us a little longer to grow. But once we grow, you could see like the growth is dramatically. And I think that transparency part of our business is a keystone of our success. We've been in market for more than 20 years. We were recently acquired by PE, by private equity investors. So that's pretty much what makes Next Media unique, the possibility of making sure we put you in front of your customer when it comes to online actions. And if we combine all the different brands, I think we we are the biggest link building company all around the world, since we have link building actions in all the different continents. So that's pretty much what makes us unique as well. It's hard, of course. We have different challenges every day, but we are here to help our clients succeed, which is the most important part of our journey.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but what I think I heard you say is you guys focus more on the organic components, not the flashy ads and, quick wins, right? Anybody can pay Facebook or LinkedIn or one of the social channels to put up a bunch of ads that, people click on. It links them to some kind of landing page to buy some widget, gadget, product, service thing, right? but that's not organic. Like that's not driving continuous customers to you. You're focused more on the organic side, right? Where you're building that authority, you're building that brand through multiple digital channels, right? And I'm assuming you're only doing digital marketing, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's correct. So we're mainly a digital marketing company with 100% oriented on SEO efforts. As you can know,
Yep.
SEO is a big, big topic. It's not only about just one specific task. We have like different buckets of actions that you need to be doing to increase or improve organic efforts, and that's where we can help our
Yeah.
clients as well.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with ads. I mean, if you've
No,
done that correctly and you have the organic components in place first as the foundational pieces. Organic meaning your website's ranking on Google, you've got your keywords focused. So basically the test for folks that may not understand marketing very much is, in your town, when people type in a keyword, let's say you're an automotive shop or something in St. Pete, Florida, where Max is. When people type in best automotive company, automotive shop near me, that your company comes up to the top of Google, meaning it's an authoritative, recognized organization on Google that is doing great things. You've got good 5-star reviews. You've got great keywords connected. You've got a good business profile on Google. You've got a really good, strong website that's putting out really good content and value for people. Right? All of those things are foundational in the organic side, and once you have that, doing ads, doing, click ads and things like, yeah, that's great to enhance that and continue to push your brand. But I think that's if I'm saying this correctly, Max, that is where you spend most of your time is working on the organic components there, driving that search engine optimization so people can find you and you're discoverable out there in the digital domain, right?
yeah, that's correct. And let me just give you a little bit of context about search engine optimization, because there are like six main areas where SEO, as we stand for, we can help clients. One is the technical component. So making sure your website is well built and we can find the different errors you might be doing from a technical perspective. That's like similar to taking a lab test for you when you go to the doctor. The doctor tells you, oh, you need to do XYZ, you need to get on a diet, whatever. That's something that we do as well with our clients. We understand the technical component and we can have and create a plan to avoid those errors. That's the technical bucket. Then we have the content bucket. As you may know, we are on a content inflation right now. AI has been giving us the possibility of create 50, 100, 2 million articles every day we want.
Mm.
And sometimes what happens is if my competitor is doing 5 articles a day, I can do 10, but then your competitor is gonna do 50. I'm gonna do 60. We pretty much advise our clients what's the best strategy to address that content. We can write it for you as well, but we can provide something we call the topical authority strategy, which is which one are the keywords you're gonna go after. How often do you need to use those keywords in your text or in your images or in your video? And we provide a custom strategy for each of our clients. So the second bucket is content. The third bucket is what you said in your example, local SEO. That happens to all those brands who have more than one branch in town, state-wise, or around the country or around the world. We just need to make sure we rank, or the company ranks, when people write down the category plus the expression near me, dealerships near me, best pizza places near me, restaurants near me, you name it. So we help the client just to get and manage their reviews, to create some content, to make sure everything gets the visibility it requires. And the other bucket is the link building bucket.
Hmm.
And this is something that link building, it's been around for the last 20, 25 years. And we create or we get links for our clients in high domain rating or domain authority websites. That means that pretty much we understand what's the business my client is, and we help to place authority links in those websites. So the crawler from Google says, okay, this website has been recognized in different domains all around the internet. Those domains are legit. Those domains have the authority. Those domains have a good rating. Google says that's a good signal for me to give another bump in the search rankings because that information is legit and they are just pointing towards that one. And the last one is what we call UX UI SEO. UX UI SEO just to make sure we help your business just to convert all the organic traffic. So SEO is a big category. Sometimes people think it's just only the technical part. We're talking about 6 or more buckets. We have products as Next and Media in all of those buckets, just to make sure the client understands and has a long-term plan to increase their rankings. Because now we've seen something important. With the boom of the chatbots from AI, we've seen a trend of 20 to 25% of traffic decrease this year because most of the answers you have on Google are going to be displayed in front of you.
Mm.
We call this the zero click search momentum, which is like you don't have to click anywhere, you just search and then you get the information there. So we help our clients to navigate through these waves and how to capitalize those moments into a long-term searches. That's what the team does every day here at Next Media.
Man, that is really phenomenal because it is a war right now. And so what does all this mean? If we were to really boil this down to simple terminology, right? Max mentioned a term a little bit ago called blue ocean. And so what does this really mean? It means you can be in a blue ocean versus a red ocean. What the heck's a red ocean and a blue ocean? A lot of people may not have heard those terms before. My simple definition of it is a red ocean is a place that's very competitive. You are you own a pizza parlor and you're competing against other restaurants in your hometown for, other people coming to you to your restaurant to eat your food versus somebody else's, right? It's very competitive. It's very congested. There's a lot of people in that space that are competing for the same dollars, the same customers, the same whatever. The blue ocean is an ocean that doesn't have any or very little competition. You're creating the next generation of business. You are pioneering things. You're out on the leading edge instead of reacting to things and trying to, be like everybody else in the red ocean. Blue ocean means you're differentiated so much that you don't have a lot of competition, if any at all, around you. That's what it's really all about, is continuing to separate yourself. And Warren Buffett calls it the Buffett moat, right? Where you want to keep your business on an island where you make it difficult for people to kind of grow in around you and start crowding you out. You keep people at bay. You keep your business on a moat, MOAT, with a canal around it, right? Back in the old days where they had castles with moats and drawbridges, it's that same concept. You stay on an island. It's an isolated, differentiated business. And so that's what it's really right about, right, Max?
Yeah, and I think I like your example, but let me add just a couple of things on
Yeah.
top. First, there's this word called volume. So we all have been told that we need to go after all those keywords with billions of searches every day. That could be like the red ocean. Everyone's to go after those big volume keywords that might not represent a good intent. Intent means a real or genuine interest on your product. But we need to go and be there. Whereas when you go to the blue ocean, you're gonna find that you might decrease the volume. That means you might have less people searching for that term, but even though we have less people searching for that term, the conversion rate from those to a transaction could be higher
Mm.
because you are connecting with the right keyword and the right time. And here's the important part. I've worked in my experience with paid ads. As a CMO, I'll deal with paid ads every day. We've seen a different correlation between paid ads and organic efforts. One is we can have our monthly campaigns or Google, Facebook, YouTube, programmatic, you name it, but there's a correlation of the amount of dollars you spend and sometimes the amount of searches people are doing for your brand or for the category. So you need to be able to understand when your brand terms are going to be happening and when category terms are going to kick in. So I think that's something that we teach our clients. Like, be careful that this expression could be an important blue ocean for you. You might get a high intent, but after they visit you with this keyword, they are likely to use your brand again and then
Mm,
convert. So this is a long-term game. It's just we can see results from a like last click perspective. We just need to understand how the user navigates right now. Right now, we've seen users going to ChatGPT to make searches about specific products without a brand. For example, if I'm in the CPG category, I can go on ChatGPT and say, "What's the best recipe for a vegetarian 2-year-old daughter?" And ChatGPT is gonna give me the list of things I should be cooking. And if I ask the brand, sometimes the brands appear there. So I have clients saying, "How can we leverage this and start appearing there?" That's
mm.
an interesting part that we're working on right now. But at the same time, people go on Google to make the same search. So I think right now we're seeing like a different actions in different moments from a search perspective, but we help the client to rank in different instances. And we teach them what are the keywords, what's your blue ocean, what's the red ocean, but also we teach them what to expect from organic traffic and how long it's going to take you to grow. Because at the end of the day, organic is like a marathon. Let's say paid ads could be a 100 meters race. Maybe we have Usain Bolt as the king of paid ads. That could be Google. But then we have the marathon, which is the SEO part.
Mm.
And that's where we need to keep consistently growing with keywords that are not involving your brand. I think that's the most important message that the audience need to take from this. If you don't rank with keywords that where your brand is not involved, that's a big problem you have. Come to us and we can help you figure it out as well.
Excellent points. I love the further explanation, and thank you for that. You hit some really powerful points there. One thing is I've gotten to know you and your company a little bit. You've got a kind of a proprietary system that I want you to talk about called I think I'm saying it right, Hoth, Hoth. I see it in the background behind you.
Mhm.
What the world is that? How does it work, and how do you help people with that?
So the Hoth, is one of the brands we have under the Next and Media umbrella. HOT stands for Heat Over the Head. So we always said we're going to hit over the head our clients with great service, with amazing results, with incredible strategies. So that's what we're trying to do every day. And the culture that we have here in Next and Media, especially in this brand, HOT, is like that. We have a culture that's so results oriented, but also making sure you have an amazing experience. And we have a great branding that people, we have a red monster that's pretty much the image of the HOT. And when we go to different trade shows, not only in America, but also in the UK, people recognize the brand and they love the red monster. And I think that's a great branding effort or branding recognition that we have. Now, HOT helps mainly small businesses and resellers, mean agencies. So
Okay.
we have different agencies. It could be big agencies or small or boutique agencies that need to sell links or help SEO. Uh, Sometimes they need to help their clients and then they don't want to hire people because that could have a big impact on their EBITDA or in their net income. So those agencies come to us to resell our services and we just provide the transparency work for them. At the same time, small businesses come to us to say, for example, legal companies. We have different lawyers in our system. And they're like, I need to rank in these terms, but I need you to tell me what could be another term that we need to go after based on my business expertise. So we provide this help to our clients. So small businesses and resellers are a very demographic that relies very well with the HUD. And this is pretty much our most successful brand right now. And for those who want to visit it, it's just www.thehoth.com.
Wow, that sounds like a powerful tool. All right, let's talk about omni-channel marketing. What is that? How does that work? Who's right for that? Who's wrong for that?
I think everyone is right for that one. Sometimes, and I have some students in the different universities I teach at, they said, is the omnichannel marketing correlated with different budget that I need to pull from my pocket? And I will say, no, it's just we need to understand how to reach out to your consumer. So pretty much, just to give you some theory to those who are listening today, before we used to have all the channels from a brand perspective with an online and offline presence, hitting going after the client with the same message. Omnichannel marketing has told us like pretty much we need to use the place the consumer in the middle of the whole spectrum, and we need to understand each channel what's the action that's going to drive into that customer. So, for example, if I'm in a retail category, I understand that the pretty much organic channel could be more from a upper funnel and lower funnel action, whereas the app that I have on my cell phone could be more a lower funnel action just to drive sales from an immediate perspective. Whereas the call center should be something to be just to provide an experience to make sure they do an amazing return or like provide an amazing experience. I've seen this like some clients like doing the wrong time. For example, I used to manage a few years ago a big hotel chain here in the States. And we were trying to do an omnichannel playbook. So we had our phone calls and our call center pretty much to make sales. That was pretty much the objective of the channel. We found out that after 6 months that 80% of the phone calls were about questions the clients had about the service. So questions like how big the pool is, what happens if I take kids, what does this promotion mean, what's the best way to reach out to the hotel from this airport. So those questions could be very easily leveraged on Google or on the website. So a real omnichannel approach learns from this experience and understands that we need to make sure each channel provides specific experiences. If we go to the property needs to be just designed to have fun rather than just to provide more sales. So omnichannel at the end of the day is just an approach to give different channels the way they deserve in the customer funnel and provide with their unique value proposition. So it's just making sure we have the right message from the upper funnel to lower funnel and just to connect with the client to provide more experience. That's pretty much what omnichannel is about.
Powerful tool, folks. Because you can't just do things one way in this dynamic world we live in. So let's talk about the future a little bit, Max. Where do you see the future of marketing? In the next 5 years, what's going to be different about marketing? What kinds of things are we going to be doing differently there? What do we need to be thinking about today to prepare for the future?
Wow, that's a good question. I think that the first thing that comes to my mind is a higher layer of personalization happening.
Hmm.
And we all know that sometimes we're trying to say, yeah, personalization is the right thing to do. But all the brands have been doing is just send a personal email saying, hey, Max, this is your monthly update. That's pretty much how personalized things are right now. I think moving forward in the next year, 2, 3, 4 years, we need to start receiving tailor-made actions based on our behavior. Since there are different tools that are tracking a behavior, brands might be able to give you exactly what you're looking for and exactly what you need based on your economic behavior, based on your searches, based on the experience you have with the product, but on a one-to-one basis. I think the one-to-one marketing, that's something that today happens, but it's not scaling the way it should. So that's the first part. The second part is, and I'm sorry to say this, I think we're going to keep fighting to get our clients' attention. And there's going to be more a less attention spam than ever because of the different tools we have access to. I was talking to Facebook and Google a couple of weeks ago, and pretty much they said, well, the best format in a video strategy from a paid efforts is the 5 seconds format. So when you tell me that, and then at the same time, I understand and I know that my ideal customer profile is spending 20 minutes on a YouTube video with their influencer they like or with the technology they want to buy, I start to think, is it just us creating just 5 second messages that's going to take us to the next level, or is it the way we create our content? And I will say the second part of the experience is clients would like to spend time with those who are providing great experiences
Mm.
and those who are providing meaningful experiences. So I think marketing translates into the experience part. The third part is I think CMO's roles might be overlapping with chief performance officers or chief revenue officers because marketing is taking a big bag of KPIs under the CMO leadership. And I think gone are those days where the CMO only was held accountable for brand awareness. I think now marketing could be held accountable from top, middle, and bottom of the funnel. And the last one is thanks to AI, we're going to be able to create amazing content. We're going to be able to have bigger teams. But again, it's not about the quantity of things that we're going to be doing. It's just the quality. And maybe AI is going to give us a quality part of our actions. Now we can discuss if the websites are going to maybe evolve, if social media is going to evolve. There are different things that might be happening, but I think those five things I just mentioned could serve as a good caveat for what's coming in the next 2 3 years. It's hard to predict. I don't have a crystal ball, but pretty much this is what I see going all things going forward.
Man, those are great tips. And I think you're right. I mean, I see the same things as a business coach and people's businesses all over industries, different types of industries, different parts of the world. I see the similar things as well, that everybody needs to be doing. And that's personalizing these things, these products and services to people, making it relevant, custom to them. So they don't have to, it saves time for me muddling through all the data and all the stuff. And I just want to get right to how this can help me, or, my account or my issue or my grievance or whatever that may be. Right. People want faster, personalized service. They want to feel good. We've lost that sense of service. In a service-based interest, industry, most of our businesses are in now, especially here in America. We seem to have lost the sense of service. You see it in restaurants, right? You don't get served as fast anymore. You have to longer waits. People aren't as friendly. And hey, great to see you today. Thanks for coming back in. And here's a free bread roll while you're waiting on me to get your drinks. And like just the way you're treated, just the friendliness. I mean, I'm not saying that places aren't friendly anymore, but we've seem to have gravitated away from, that quality level of service and those relationships and getting to know people, to just getting through, keeping up, and just, doing the basics and moving on throughout the day. And so I think you're right. I think this is a challenge for all of us. So, Max, we've broken down marketing in many, many ways, and you've done a great job. Let's kind of bring this back around. So, when you think about all these different marketing tactics and strategies and tools and capabilities, how do you best you leverage those to identify the right kind of people for your clients, to hyper target those people, attract those people, connect those people, and get them hooked up as a client, as a customer that stays with them for a long, long time? How do you bring all that together and make that happen for folks?
And I think I just touched this point, and this is something I use as an example in my classes. We are humans talking to humans. Even though we are on B2C, B2B, whatever, the human aspect needs to be on top of everything. Sometimes here in America and in different marketing departments, the marketing conversation on a day to day goes on about tools. And I think we just need to pivot back to about the user. On retail, and you were talking about service, there's like a KPI or like an action that we said, what would Amazon do in this task? And let's just do as Amazon would do because they have a great service. So going back to this part, the human part is just let's understand what it means for the user to search for specific phrases or specific prompts right now. And let's find if we can provide the experience from top of the funnel to bottom of the funnel.
Hmm.
Sometimes we've seen clients saying like, I want to rank for this term. But first of all, they don't offer that term or they don't offer that action for that term. They don't have content. They don't even mention it in their website. They don't say it anywhere. So one of the things I always tell my clients is we need to acknowledge these keywords, not only on your SEO strategy, but also in your social media channels, also in the communications you do, in the ads you are using, because at the end of the day, it's just creating an omni-channel approach for all the different phrases you want to go after. And the most important part is just follow up. I think
Hmm.
sometimes we work on silos, and then and I think we don't get with teams to see, okay, I'm getting this signal here, I'm getting this user, you product, let's follow up, customer service, let's follow up. Sometimes we're just doing our jobs from each department. We don't talk to each other.
Mm,
And I think that's something we need to get better at. But just when it comes to SEO, just to finish my thoughts here, we need to be able, the clients need to be able to understand that there are companies like ours trying to help them growth. And sometimes the growth doesn't happen to come and have, of after going after 2 million searches keywords. Sometimes it's just a combination of small keywords, small phrases that could have low search volume, but a very high intent and a very high possibility of converting the ROI. So
mm.
it's not only about volume, it's just about understanding if that's the real client that you're going after. And I think that conversation, we're still in early stages with some industries. Sometimes they just want to see volume, volume, and volume. But my experience has told me is it's not only a combination of volume, it's a combination of volume and a real quality. And sometimes good quality doesn't come in high like levels of quantity. So we just need to leverage. It's just about keeping a balance, not just going one to after the other. Just being having a balance, and I think that could be a great playbook for all those who are listening out there.
I love it. And Max, thank you so much for being on the show. Thanks for spending some time with us today. You've added what I think is a ton of value packed into a less than a 1 hour podcast, which I think is awesome, man. So thank you so much. If people want to get to know you, they want to hear more, learn more about your tools and how you help people get them into the from the red ocean to the blue ocean. What's the best way for them to contact you?
You can go and find us on nextnetmedia.com. That's our website. But if you want to talk to me on a day-to-day perspective, you can go and find me on LinkedIn at Max Gomez Montejo. That's my two surnames. You know, Latin people with Latin background, we have two surnames. So it's Maxgomez Montejo. So you can find me on LinkedIn. I usually post every other week about different things I've seen on a digital world. I'm doing different podcasts as well, so you can see all my different lines of thought about digital marketing. And feel free to share your questions, your feedback. I think that's something that's more than welcome. And I like to talk to all those out there. So feel welcome to reach out to me.
Well, thank you so much. We're going to make sure to put all of that in the show notes as we always do. Make it easier for you to find Max, ask questions, learn more about his company, what they do, how they do it. They do an amazing job. They help people all around the world. Highly recommend you reach out to them. And so, as we kind of wrap up today, I think, when you think about your business and where it is and where you want it to be, when you think about the kind of clients you're working with, are you working with the right kind of clients? Do you want to work with better clients, bigger clients, different clients? How do you attract them? How do you bring them in? How do you start those conversations? What needs to be different to make that happen? I think we've learned a lot of great things from Max today. A couple of takeaways I want you to be clear on is one, in the blue ocean where you're different and you're innovative and you're differentiating and you're providing bigger, better things other than your competitors, you're also providing number one, an awesome user experience, customer experience, whether it's digitally with your apps and your website, or whether that's you got a storefront and you got people that are welcoming and friendly and, all of those types of things. And they give you a complete, full, good, personalized experience. So, number two, personalize what you're doing in your marketing, in your sales, and in your delivery of whatever you're delivering to your customers. Number three, focus more on quality and not quantity. Max really touched on that a lot today. And then number four, is that human to human interaction, right? We're still human beings, and human beings um, make the world go round. It's about relationships. Business is not about things, it's not about products and services, it's about relationships. So, as you are connecting and communicating and engaging in whatever ways that you do, make sure it's relationship based, really connecting with people on a deeper level. And number five, Max said it wonderfully, just follow up. Be engaged. Most people today lose business because they give up and they stop the conversation after one or two conversations. They get busy, they lose track. Follow up. That puts the cherry on top of the whipped cream on top of the cake, so to speak, is following up, doing what you say you're going to do. It's interesting how companies will go out there and do all of these great things and then promise the client the world, but yet they will lack to follow up and close the deal and do what they say they're going to do when they're supposed to do it. And it just makes you look contradictory to, what you've been promising all along. You do those 5 things that Max has suggested today, and I think you're going to see a big difference in your company. So that's it for today. You don't want to miss next week's show. Next week, we talk about how to best leverage the different types of technologies and data to fuel your company's next level of growth. It's going to be a great one. Hope you all have a great week. See you next time.